Well, good day. Welcome in. My name is Celine and I completed 90 days of YouTube. I posted one long form video a week, and today we're going to go through a recap of how it went, what I found in doing it, and maybe it'll give you some information if you plan to do a 3-month YouTube journey. Today's filming location for this little video is in my super tiny tattoo studio. It's my little private room that I moved into like 6 months ago now. I've done a few videos in this room, so hence the chaotic background. Have a couple hours, so I thought I would come to the shop and film this video before I have some consultations this evening. So overall, the last 90 days, the last 3 months has been amazing in many ways. I've given myself so much freedom to explore and do different side quests, which normally it's really hard to do that when you're working full-time and you have regular life responsibilities. Like, I really had to make some conscious decisions to be able to make this happen. And part of it was changing my life, getting this little tiny private room tattoo studio so that I could make all this happen. And I could do a separate video with my thoughts on the private tattoo room life. Prior to this, I've only ever worked in big super shops, which is a whole different experience. I would say that this little room right here is part of the journey of me taking 90 days to commit to YouTube. So I want to thank this little room that we're sitting in right now today. I would say that a lot of things went well with this. For one, I completed it. And that doesn't mean in a begrudging way, like, thank goodness I completed it, it's done. But there is a little bit of relief to it because I feel like it is a sense of accomplishment that I was able to keep up with the consistency of ideas, filming, editing, all these videos for the last 3 months. It gave me a different creative edge on things. It definitely pushed my creativity in different ways and piqued my curiosity for how to develop this and how to make it better. For one thing, like, I find that I still kind of struggle with the shot per se. So getting things framed, having it look interesting and nice, and the lighting and the settings and all that kind of stuff. That is still a little bit of a challenge and something that I maybe don't feel so confident in, because I'm just going off of, hey, I make content for Instagram, so let's just make longer form content and figure out how to put it on YouTube. This is a different beast for sure. With things that I would say went well, I know that I'm good at planning. I know that, like, I'm an ideas girly. I have a whole bunch of pieces of paper and notes in my books and all kinds of things about how to make a 3-month progression of YouTube content and filming ideas and videos. And I really enjoyed the process of researching, scripting. Like, for each video I made, I have a file and it has all the information. So all my research stuff, a video progression of almost different chapters that I'm going to talk about. I have my different thumbnail title ideas, the video title idea, the different tags, categories, like everything. So I do love me some planning. So that was really easy to get that done. But I will say what does get on top of you when attempting something like this is time. There's only so many hours in a day, and I was actually shocked how poorly I did with having videos batched out in my summer holidays. I'm just coming off summer holidays now. I'm kind of slowly trickling my way back into work for September. You'd assume with summer holidays that you have a pile of time to be able to make videos, but the reality is you're kind of on vacation mode. The regular side quests that come with work, I've actually tripled up with a bunch of other holiday side quests to try and enjoy the summer. So I was not good at having pre-made videos just to set out. Whereas in the first half of my 90 days of YouTube series, I was sometimes 4 weeks out with having videos batched out because I knew my weekly schedule ahead of time with work and life and this. So I was able to have little time slots that I knew I would be able to film. And I knew I'd be able to edit on this day. I would say that that is one thing that went poorly, is my time management for the second half of this. Other things that you could say, I guess you could call it bad or that it went poorly, was my views are trash. I guess I'm just not entertaining, or the quality and the value in my videos aren't there, because I don't even understand with YouTube how it's even statistically possible to have 4 views on a video in like a week. How is that possible? YouTube gods, if you are sending this out on a international gigantic platform with like 1 billion users on it, how is it even possible to get like less than 1,000 views on something? That still is a curiosity to me. I don't know how it's possible. And some videos were like really trash and very slow to get up to 30 views. And sometimes it would be like, boom, you get 30 views like that. So obviously all the clicky and algorithm and all the little things that go into it that I obviously don't understand, which is why I'm asking, how is it even statistically possible on this platform to get that poor of a viewership on a video? Some days I find when I go to post my video, it would load up and be ready to go in less than 10 minutes. And the other day I went to post a video that was like less than 10 minutes and it wanted to take an hour. That is a little bit of a time management thing as well, is like sometimes it takes forever to get your video loaded and you want to sit there at home and make sure that it loads properly because you're putting yourself on this imaginary timeline that you need to get a video out. And along with the like unreasonable amount of views on some videos, you could also say what went poorly is my overall growth. I probably doubled my subscribers, maybe a little bit over that. We're trying our best. and I don't know, like I definitely tried different things to increase that, whether it be shorter videos, longer videos, I guess all within the niche subject matter of me being an artist and creating things, which I get is very wholesome content. And it's hard maybe to snatch people's attention on stuff like that because I'm not posting anything that's like fiery, controversial, or is going to get people heated, which a lot of the times that's what grabs your attention because it's like we want to be irritated about things. We could talk about YouTube settings because I definitely took a lot of time the first couple months of ramping into this 90 days of YouTube challenge of watching other creators who are specifically in the niche of how to make it on YouTube, and they're telling you what you need to do and all these kinds of things. So I obviously employed a lot of their tips and tricks and what they suggested. And again, we can look at the views on my videos and my subscriber count, and I don't think any of it worked. So take that as you will. Obviously it works for some people, but maybe it made a difference, but I can't say that it particularly did. So, some tips and tricks that I tried to use from YouTubers who suggest how to get your channel to grow. One of the things is to test the 3 thumbnails. We know that that's an option now. So I definitely took the time to make 3 different thumbnails on Canva and then posted them. It runs a 2-week test trial and then you'll get the results on that. My views are so low that it's basically like, hey, there's no difference on your stupid thumbnails. So good try, sweetie. Come back later. So I did that for, I don't know, probably 8 videos. I took the time to make different thumbnails and give it a go. I also would go back to older videos and change the thumbnail, update the title. And I know that with YouTube, when you make changes to old videos, your thumbnail, your title, your tags, these things, that it'll kind of reignite it a little bit. I didn't notice much of a difference on that. I also tried changing my location. So I'm a Canadian content creator. I live and work in Canada. There was a content creator from somewhere out there in the world, and she suggested that if you change your location to the US or the UK, you're better off for getting paid and you're better off for viewership and all these other things, I guess, because YouTube is maybe bigger in those countries. I don't know. Look, I'm just an artist. I don't understand what anything means. I'm just telling you what I heard and I'm trying to reiterate it back to you. So I did try changing my location of my overall channel in the background settings as well as the video upload location. For one video, I went as far as going, hey, I'm in the US, and I actually wanted the video to go out in the afternoon, New York time. That was probably my worst video views ever posted. So, but again, this is all an experiment. It's been interesting. It's been fun. I don't let this lack of performance in views and subscribers like get me down, because in the end, I'm doing this for me and my own little like creative experiment, which is good for my mind. I think if you were to let these things get on top of you, it's just going to ruin your good time, and I'm here for a good time. In regards to the channel and video category, I also took time to experiment with having the background settings of my channel as entertainment and people and blogs, as well as the videos themselves going out, changing the category between entertainment and people and blogs. And it's kind of hard because, again, with research, even if I'm doing like a watercolor painting process video, it might not necessarily be a how-to and it's not educational. So do you just do it as entertainment? I think some of those things are still a little tricky. I know that people talk about vidIQ and these other subscription-based tools that help you essentially almost kind of spy on other YouTube channels and creators to see what their settings are, so you can apply their strategy to your channel. Even with that, I tried to do my research before I coughed up more money for something like that, because like I already pay for Canva, I paid for Epidemic Sound for like copyright free, royalty free music. So before I went ahead and paid more money for another subscription, I just figured I would try doing this as is on my own. And when I went on Reddit and looked at things about vidIQ, there are people that said that it worked and there's people that say that it doesn't. So it's hard to say what they're doing or why what they did to make them come to that conclusion, but I did not feel ready or prepared to pay more money for another subscription for my fun little creative side quest. So another tip and trick that these people on YouTube say to do for improving your viewership is that you can schedule your video. So the idea with this is that your video is in the background just waiting, and the YouTube algorithm assessing your video so that when the schedule time that you've chosen for it to go out to the world publicly, when that time happens, YouTube is like, don't worry, I got you. I actually spent the last X amount of days and hours figuring out exactly who to put this out to. So a lot of them will say minimum 24 hours, have your video in the background with YouTube combing through it so that when it loads the next day, they got you. So I tried doing the one day, and like I said, I tried doing 2 days, I tried doing a week so that I would have so much time to comb through the video and put it out to the perfect audience. I did not notice a difference. And then obviously for a bunch of videos, I tried just immediately setting it out into the world for the world to see, and I didn't really notice much of a difference on anything. So has YouTube changed my life in the last 3 months? I love this little mini series that people do where they're like, oh, I'm taking 30 days or 60 days or 6 months to change my life. I love this. I absolutely love the concept of going all in on yourself for a set amount of time. And if you can wake up every day and ask yourself, did I act as that future version of myself? Did I put the work in each day to get where I want to be? I love this as like a personal growth challenge for people. And I mean, I've had so much fun doing it. I mean, anytime you want growth, I think that means you have to sacrifice things, cut things out of your life to incorporate new things into your life. And that can just be time, right? It's like if you want to add to your life, sometimes that means that you need to get up earlier, stay up later, put in an extra 10 minutes here or there, or instead of just mindlessly scrolling on your phone, you're putting in that research time, you're putting in that work. I love this so much. As a side quest girly, this stuff puts a twinkle in my eye. In terms of it changing my life or not, I would say that it definitely got nonsense out of my head that I know holds me back. And I've done a few videos on it. For instance, I thought this video was going to do really poorly, and I'm not saying that it did great, but I did that Joy of Missing Out video. I'm an only child. I could spend 101 million years alone by myself, but I think as a whole, between like being consumed by social media, friendships, work, all that kind of stuff, for us loners, like we can definitely get it in our head that to feel bad about not wanting to engage engage with things and people. And I'm not saying that you should not participate in things. It's okay to say no, to prioritize other things, and you just got to hope that people and situations don't take that as like a slight. But anyways, I didn't think that this video was going to do really well, and it got like 50 something views. I think where it's at right now is a shorter video. It was just me kind of blah blah blahing on. So I would say that video, Make What You Wish Existed, where again, as people and as artists, I think people can put limitations on themselves and go, oh, I'm not allowed to do this, or I need permission to XYZ. And I will say, for one, moving to this private studio, and for two, committing to this for 90 days and making all the things that I did within this time frame really showed me that I can do it. I don't need permission. And I think unblocking your mind space from, past experiences, what people tell you, what you tell yourself, negative talk, letting go of past situations, all of those things have been so incredibly freeing for me. And I don't know that I would have gotten to that space mentally without doing this, because for one, I have a video on this thing. I love this thing so much. Oh my God, my pen. I love this thing so much. I love this. These traveler's notebooks. If you don't have one, please get one, because you can organize all your neurotic little thoughts and information and side quests and curiosities into this. It makes me so happy. And then you can decorate it with stickers and coloring. Oh my God, I love this thing. But taking the time to go through that and journal essentially and ask myself what I wanted and what I didn't want for myself anymore, and then putting it into these videos has been such like a cathartic little moment that I wouldn't have made the mental progress. Because that's the thing, you give yourself permission. Like maybe I could have gone and seen a therapist and talked it through with them, but in the end I do feel like we have the power to help ourselves. But again, like with that, having the freedom, like getting to the point of mental freedom to do these digital diary entries, they didn't come without me feeling like gross or cringy about it. Like I definitely got like lots of icks when I was making this, like specifically the Jomo video, like that one still gives me a little bit of ickies, but I think that is part of the detaching from the ick to get the freedom, right? And it's something like I actually believe in. Like it's okay to miss out on things. It's okay to move in silence and to romanticize your own life. And if you feel like you need that, that's going to give you some freedom. I would say that tons of positive things for me mentally came out of these 3 months of pushing myself to do YouTube and allowing myself freedom in various areas of my life. So now, where didn't I improve? I think the number one thing would be I did kind of want a side quest to improve my body a little bit. And it's funny because it's not that I don't like exercise, but I would prefer to use my extracurricular time mentally side questing all of these other little activities, the extra free time that I have to exercise and work out. I'm just not naturally inclined to do that. I have my doggies, so there's lots of dog walkies that go on, but again, that's more of a necessity. I'm doing it for them. I'm doing it for their mental health and physical health. Obviously, I know that that's good for me too, but I'm at the age where like I need to start getting serious about this, because for one, my mother has very bad rheumatoid arthritis and osteoporosis, so that's something that I need to get serious about, where maybe I'm lifting weights a couple days a week. But again, the time to do it. I'm a time psychopath. So I think what I need to do is actually get obsessed with it. I don't know. That's a whole nother thing. So I would say that I did not do well with the 3 months to change my life and like focus on my health. It was definitely more of like a mental health creativity change my life in 3 months. Another thing that like I would like to improve more on, or that didn't improve so much through the 90 days, maybe it did, maybe people that watch see a difference, but like again, the framing and the shots. And I will say though that I spent time on some videos making very interesting cuts and interesting clips and videos on Canva to insert into the video to keep viewer retention going. And again, I can't even say that I noticed a big difference on those videos that I took that extra time to do it, that they performed better. That's why some of the videos is just me like blah 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 talking head situation, because I don't notice a difference. And yeah, I guess another with the filming and the editing, I ain't gonna sweat it though, because there's plenty of people who have way more views than I do making the same style content, and I can't their video quality is not better than mine. And I think it's easy, again, to compare yourself to other people, like some of the creators that I watch that I just go, oh my God, their video is so beautiful and so cinematic, and you're trying to research how to make all your videos look like that. Some of these people went to film school to learn how to do that, and they got professional standardized education on how to make things look like that, and they paid money and took the time to get that education. And then other people took their own personal time for months and days and years to learn how to do that. So it's something that I can improve on if I choose to do that. How can I beat myself up over that? I'm not a professional film student, right? I just color with pencil crayons. Yeah, so I don't know. I'm gonna let that go. It's not something that I can get too fussy or focused on. I need to keep just enjoying creating and not letting it get on top of me. So what's next? We finished the 90 days, 3 months to change my life situation. We finished this little mini series. What's going to happen next? I'm honestly not sure exactly. I will make more videos because this does bring me joy. I want to focus on more education and more skills, possibly expand my business. One thing that I have noticed about myself over the last couple years, which I will preface this by saying that I'm sure a lot of us feel the pressure of the economy and the world around us. And since COVID, I feel like it hasn't gotten easier. I've definitely noticed with myself that I am very risk averse, so I tend to pull back and pare down on things as like a safety reflex, which is reasonable and normal, but sometimes you kind of go like, oh, am I limiting myself? Because the more you pare back, the more you play safe, you're gonna plateau. You might even end up doing worse because you're paring back and all these things, which sometimes you have to because it's scary out there. I'm scared. But I think that also can limit your growth up and your expansion up. Like on the one hand, it's one thing to kind of like pull back and focus on skills and education and kind of going in, I don't want to say hibernation, but going in almost like a little monk mode and focusing on yourself so that you can then reemerge bigger and better than ever. And I'm hoping that this period of time is that for me, that it's been okay to pull back because now I can come back bigger and stronger than ever. So yeah, I don't know. And maybe I overthink things. It's hard not to. And I guess another thing I want to do, like I still want to, try to focus on my body and be healthier. So we're going to try to do that as well. I'm so happy with how the last 90 days went. Check out my other videos. You might find some helpful tips or tricks or information if you want to do your own 90 days to change my life journey. And we'll see you in the next video. Like and subscribe so you can hang out for more of a journey. Bye.